all eyes around the state, around the country, around the world are on the Indiana Fever. And Bria, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Caitlin Clark has just done something in only 41 games that took Diana Taurasi a staggering 565 games to reach. Think about that for a second. The jump we're seeing from her rookie to sophomore year might be one of the most extraordinary leaps in professional basketball history.
There it is! A triple.
While most people are focused on Caitlin Clark's triple-double, there were actually 11 records broken in that game by Clark and the Indiana Fever. I went through every minute of the Fever's blowout win over the Chicago Sky, and what I discovered is truly jaw-dropping. That triple-double? It was just the start of a historic night that rewrote the WNBA record books. If you're riding with Indiana, drop a "I've got the Fever" in the comments. Let's go.
Having the Fever organization be what it is today, like, it is just so fun to be a part of. There's been a lot of anticipation.
You've done a great job in training camp leading to this moment. Enjoy it. Okay, go out there and have some fun.
While everyone's eyes were locked on Caitlin Clark that night, something historic quietly unfolded that nearly went unnoticed. DeWanna Bonner stepped onto the court just 7 points shy of basketball immortality. Think about that. 15 years of professional excellence, thousands of buckets, and now she stood on the brink of becoming the third highest scorer in WNBA history.
Bonner is the fourth all-time leading scorer in WNBA history. And in her first game with the Fever, will likely move into third all-time. She's currently just 6 points behind Tina Thompson for third on the all-time scoring charts.
With all the Fever mania sweeping headlines, the question was, would anyone even notice this milestone? As the game against Chicago tipped off, that uncertainty lingered in the air. DeWanna Bonner has been scoring buckets since 2009, steadily rising through the ranks with Phoenix, Connecticut, and now Indiana. And here she was, just 7 points away from passing Tina Thompson on the WNBA's all-time scoring list.
Bonner, who knocks it away, cookies, TV, open court, right side, and she lays it in!
The moment finally came in the fourth quarter. Bonner stepped up to the free throw line needing just 2 points. The first shot swished through, tying the record as the crowd roared in support. Then came the second. Nothing but net. With that, DeWanna Bonner surpassed 7,488 career points, becoming only the third player in the 28-year history of the WNBA to reach this incredible scoring milestone.
One more free throw for Bonner. It's in the air, and it's good! DeWanna Bonner now third in WNBA history in scoring. 7,489 points and counting. Forward, and here's the ovation for Bonner.
What makes Bonner's achievement even more remarkable is the impact she's had on the Fever's culture. This isn't just a veteran chasing personal milestones. She's a 6-time All-Star and 2-time champion who brings a winning mindset to a young team hungry for leadership. When she speaks in the locker room, players like Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hull pay attention.
You know, DB is somebody that, he's a Hall of Famer, like a legend, not only a good basketball player, a great person, a great leader. The strongest voice in our locker room is hers, and it's fun to have been around here now for about a month just to get to learn from her and soak it in. And I'm really happy she got to do it at the free throw line and all the fans could go crazy and cheer for her because she certainly deserved that moment, and it was really awesome to see and be a part of.
The Indiana crowd erupted in a standing ovation as the PA announcer shared the news of Bonner's milestone. It was a powerful reminder that even in an age dominated by viral clips and rising young stars, fans still honor greatness that spans decades. Bonner's rise to third on the all-time scoring list wasn't just a personal milestone. It set the tone for a historic night of record-breaking performances. Now, only Tina Charles stands ahead of her at 7,696 points for the second spot. But as remarkable as Bonner's moment was, the night was far from over. Another Fever star was about to make a statement of her own. Remember when people questioned whether Aaliyah Boston could truly dominate especially against her fellow South Carolina alum Camila Cardoso, who towers at 6 feet 7 inches. Those doubts were silenced in the most emphatic way against the Chicago Sky.
All right, y'all. Hey, good stuff. Okay, we did a lot of really good things. I thought our defense was really good, and when we had lapses, we played through possessions. All right, so we made things happen. Y'all, overall, just hell of an effort.
Aaliyah Boston entered her 3rd season with something to prove. She wasn't just aiming to be a great player. She wanted to cement herself as a franchise cornerstone alongside Caitlin Clark. The duo poised to lead Indiana for the next decade. It's clear now that something special is brewing in Indianapolis. Meanwhile, the Chicago frontcourt came in riding high, with Angel Reese talking all week about dominating the paint. From Instagram posts to press conferences, even during warm-ups, Reese made it known she expected to own that matchup. Boston's response? A defensive masterclass. She racked up 5 massive blocks, swatting Sky players' shots into the stands with authority. Each rejection had fans leaping from their seats and pointing at the scoreboard. Every time Reese went up, Boston was right there, shutting it down. That performance moved Boston to 6th all-time in blocks in Fever history and sent a loud message across the league. Those 13 rebounds weren't just impressive, they were historic. The performance pushed Aaliyah Boston to 8th all-time in rebounds in Fever franchise history, and she's only in her 3rd season. Think about that. Decades of players have suited up for the Fever, and Boston has already cracked the top 10. Her stat line of 19 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 blocks placed her in truly rare company. She became only the 2nd player in WNBA history to post 15-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, and 5-plus blocks in a season opener. The first? Natasha Howard, back in 2014. That's elite territory for any player, especially one this early in her career.
Yes, great job of those long arms of Aaliyah Boston here, going up multiple times, and then...
The Clark to Boston connection was on full display all night, showing flawless chemistry. Clark kept feeding her big with precision. A high-low pass here, a perfectly timed bounce pass there. On the other end, Boston protected the rim like it held national secrets. Every time Chicago thought they had a clear path to the basket, Boston shut it down. While Angel Reese did pull down 17 rebounds, her offensive game took a major hit. She shot just 5 of 14 from the field, struggling to finish over Boston's perfectly timed contests. What was supposed to be a marquee matchup turned into a masterclass in defensive positioning and timing.
Then once I hit it, pow, pow, pow! Fever done.
But the most jaw-dropping moment of defensive brilliance came when Boston teamed up with a teammate to set a record never before seen on a WNBA opening night. This partnership had scorers, wings, and guards across the league rethinking their whole approach to attacking Indiana's defense. Meanwhile, what Caitlin Clark did against the Sky wasn't just impressive, it was truly unprecedented in the WNBA's 28-year history. No one, not Diana Taurasi, not Sue Bird, not Cheryl Swoops, has ever pulled off what Clark accomplished in that season opener. Nobody.
Ready for the season to tip off. It's the Fever against the Chicago Sky. We saw record crowds a season ago, and I'd say they are back and raring to go in 2025.
Clark came into her sophomore season under huge expectations. After smashing 62 records in her rookie year and turning the Fever from a lottery team into playoff contenders, everyone was curious about what she could do next. But no one saw what was about to unfold against Chicago coming.
The Indiana Fever faced off against the Chicago Sky in a blowout victory, and I have 3 words. Oh my God. Or now you know.
Right from the start, Clark was on fire. Within the first few minutes, she nailed a logo three-pointer, the kind of shot that leaves defenders shaking their heads. The ball barely grazed the net as it swished through cleanly. That was just the beginning. Clark played like someone who had spent the entire offseason with a single mission: to dominate on both ends of the floor. She spotted passing lanes nobody else could see, threading impossible needles with her passes. She snatched rebounds over taller opponents, outjumping them with perfect timing. And most surprisingly, She blocked shots like never before.
Not the first one in your career, but you had 4 blocks out there. That's more than you ever had in college. Matches your WNBA career high. Felt like you were channeling the spirit of Gabby Marshall out there with the blocks. Is that a part of your game that you've been working on the postseason? Are we going to see more blocks out of you as your career rolls on?
Not really.
Her 4 blocks set a career high and became the most blocks ever by a point guard in a WNBA season opener. This shocked everyone who thought defense was her weak spot. These weren't just light contests. They were emphatic rejections that fired up the entire team. The Clark Boston connection hit its peak when they combined for 9 blocks, the most by any duo in a season-opening game in league history. Just imagine, a point guard and center combining for 9 blocks. That's a defensive impact usually reserved for Twin Towers-style front courts, not a guard-center duo.
It's not really something you can work on. I don't know. I felt like I had active hands. I had some pokes when our post players were playing good defense, and coaching staff has just challenged me to try to be a better defender every single practice and just getting better in that area. I still feel like there's a lot of room for me to improve. I don't think any of those blocks were too obvious. You look at the stat sheet and it's like, oh wow, 4, but you can get your hand on there and help your teammate out. It makes the world of a difference. So
as the fourth quarter began, anticipation filled the arena. Clark needed just 2 assists and 1 rebound to make history. The crowd sat on the edge of their seats as she chased the WNBA's first ever 20-point, 10-rebound, 10-assist triple-double in a season opener. Every pass held fans' breath, and every missed shot had everyone watching to see if she'd grab the rebound. With just under 5 minutes left, Clark delivered her 10th assist, a perfect feed to Aaliyah Boston for a smooth mid-range jumper, and the crowd exploded. Moments later, she returned to snag her 10th rebound, sending the arena into absolute pandemonium. History was made, and everyone felt it. Clark's 2010-10 performance wasn't just her 3rd career triple-double. It made her 3rd on the all-time triple-double list. She became the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 3 career triple-doubles, doing it in only 41 games. She also tied Alyssa Thomas for the 2nd most 20-point triple-doubles ever recorded.
There it is! A triple.
But the most mind-blowing stat shows just how fast Clark is rewriting the record books. She already has 9 games with 20-plus points and 10-plus assists, second all-time only to Courtney Vandersloot. What's even more incredible, she did it in just 41 games. Diana Taurasi, who also has 9 such games, took 565 games to hit that mark. Vandersloot needed 430 games to reach 10 performances like that. That's the difference between Clark and everyone else who's played in this league. What takes others their entire careers, she's doing in just her first 41 games. She's not just breaking records. She's completely shattering our understanding of what's possible for a player in professional basketball. Think about it. If Clark keeps up even a fraction of this pace, she'll break every major WNBA record for points, assists, and triple-doubles before it's all said and done. That's not hype, it's math.
Caitlin Clark is a superstar, not a female superstar. She is a superstar.
We were coming to see Caitlin Clark play.
She moves the needle.
What we just witnessed against the Sky wasn't just a win. It was the birth of a dynasty that could dominate women's basketball for the next decade. The Fever's 35-point demolition of Chicago is more than a regular victory. It's a glimpse of what happens when generational talents come together at the perfect moment. This wasn't just any blowout. It's the 2nd largest margin of victory in Indiana Fever history. While skeptics might brush this off as a one-time game, the stats tell a much different story. Breaking 11 records in a single night isn't a fluke. It's a clear warning shot to the rest of the league.
She just absolutely did it all and became a magnet for attention and an icon for sports fans, certainly little girls, certainly mine as well, playing her basketball and watching her play.
The Clark-Boston connection is evolving faster than anyone expected. Their combined 9 blocks show they're building two-way chemistry that goes far beyond just scoring. That defensive partnership wasn't supposed to click this quickly. Experts thought it would take years for them to develop that kind of court awareness together. But here they are, already setting records as a duo. This Fever roster has unprecedented balance. a sophomore superstar and Clark breaking records at a historic pace, a third-year dominant big in Boston climbing the franchise record books, and seasoned veterans like Bonner, Howard, Sydney Colson, Brianna Turner, and Sophie Cunningham providing leadership. Meanwhile, young stars like Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hall are stepping into their primes. This team is stacked for sustained success.
Well, the regular season is here, and we have no more time for flirting, folks. We have no more time. It's time to get serious about our business. And Caitlin Clark handled her business game 1. 20, 10, and 10. 20, 10, and 10. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, what do the kids say? Belt to ass. Oh yeah. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. Indiana Fever destroy, obliterate, run out of the gym the Chicago Sky. 93-58.
When you see how fast this team is coming together, it's hard not to get excited. The spacing is perfect, the defensive rotations are crisp, and the ball movement is exceptional. These are things young teams usually struggle with, yet the Fever are making it look effortless. This isn't just about one record-breaking night. It's about witnessing the birth of a team that could redefine WNBA basketball and bring multiple championships to Indiana. It's like watching the early Chicago Bulls before their title runs. You can feel the foundation being built for something truly special. The most exciting part? Clark, Boston, and this Fever squad are just getting started. The rest of the league should be genuinely terrified about what's next. If they're breaking 11 records in a single night now, imagine what will happen when they really hit their stride, when they reach peak chemistry. This isn't just a good team having a good night. This is the beginning of something historic in women's basketball. The gap between the Fever and the rest of the league is only going to grow wider from here.
They won 93-58.
The Indiana Fever didn't just win a game. They announced their arrival as a powerhouse in women's basketball with a 35-point demolition of the Chicago Sky, marking the second largest margin of victory in franchise history. When a team breaks 11 records in one night, you're not just watching basketball, you're witnessing history unfolding right before your eyes. And this Fever team might just be getting started. The real question isn't if Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and the Fever will break more records this season. It's how many more they'll shatter before it's all said and done. If you're rocking with Indiana, drop a comment. I've got the Fever down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a moment.